Hi, I'm Roc.
And I'm Remy.
We saw what went down in The Princess Bride, and we're determined to make something even better. But how do you improve on perfection?
Well, each episode we'll be rating a year of cinema from 1988 all the way through to present day. We'll be taking one director, one actor and one scene.
We'll then stitch it all together and see if lightning can strike twice.
Welcome to the Fire Swamp. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Fire Swamp podcast.
That's the one.
This year we're going through 1995.
Great stuff. Great year.
Yeah. Right, let's kick things off with our directors.
Okay.
Roc, go for it.
I'm going to put a bit of shine back on this guy's name. We spoke about him previously.
We did.
With the terrible Alien 3. But it's very unlike him.
No.
He's got very few...
redemption time.
Yeah, very few misses in his career. So that's David Fincher for the incredible film Seven.
Yeah, brilliant.
A dark psychological thriller, emphasis on dark. This is a heavy, brooding film following a seasoned vet detective played by Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
And a young up-and-coming detective played by Brad Pitt. And they're hunting down a serial killer, presenting his victims
in forms of the 7 deadly sins. Yes,
that's right. And so the police are tracking him down and following the killings based on their knowledge of the 7 deadly sins.
Gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy. 7.
Fincher has an amazing ability to shoot mood. And what
that sounds a bit weird,
but what I mean by that is, you know, so many of his films tackle really dark, gritty situations, and he's able to film his movies in dark and brooding, grimy ways, and yet you never lose any of the detail. You know, you're every centimetre of the frame is used, and his sets always feel lived in.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Funnily enough, I actually know there's a scene where they go into the killer's apartment and it's full of books and diaries, and he actually got one of the art department to fill every single one of those books.
Yeah. Even though you don't even see that these books are filled.
There are 2,000 notebooks on these shelves, and each notebook contains about 250 pages.
Get it? Anything about the killings?
No dates. Placed on the shelves in no discernible order. Just his mind poured out on paper.
That goes to show the world that he wants his actors to step into to further assist them.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it's not helping us. It's not helping the audience. We didn't, as Remy said, we never see what's inside these books.
No.
I mean, I feel like this is the best compliment you can give a director, made all the more better by him.
Yes.
He is a character of the film himself.
He is.
Although he's behind the camera, you feel his presence, and this is just ideal for that type of film. So that's why I've picked David Fincher.
Yeah, and I'm not a horror fan, so for me, I think this has got to be one of the darkest things I've watched.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's interesting with these kind of films because it's that question: is this a horror film? Does it have enough of those elements to tip into that world? Much like Silence of the Lambs, you know, it's those films that I feel.
I wouldn't say it is.
But it's weird.
It's borderline.
It's so on the fence that those people like yourselves who aren't the biggest horror fans, they can kind of, you know, dare themselves and they can watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's not so, like, for example, this film, for as violent as the killings are, we only ever see the aftermath.
Yeah, you never see it happen.
You know, it's all suggestive, which makes it worse actually. In
when you're coming to, because you're watching the detectives come to their own conclusions as you come to your own conclusions about
Yeah.
how it's happened, what's happened.
Yeah, you very much follow the detectives. You know, you're not on the back of the killer.
No.
So for that reason alone, you wouldn't see the killings happen, which is a nice take because a lot of these kind of films have emphasis on seeing the killer, you following the killer, and really seeing the gratuitous.
But the
nature
funny
of
thing
each film.
is that you do actually see the killer throughout the film without actually knowing that it's him and he's there.
Like when they go up the stairs, and
When
there's
they
the
go,
reporter.
there's
isn't
a
there?
reporter taking photos. There's when they're in the shop to find out the lust killing. He goes to walk into the shop. You see him walk by the window outside. So he's always there, lingering in the background, but hidden.
Yeah, and I always loved the fact that his it's the first time I ever heard the term John Doe.
Yes.
Referring to someone without an identity.
Yeah. I always thought that was someone's actual name.
Yeah,
So
I'm
many
not
years,
surprised.
It's like, oh, his name's John Doe, okay.
Yeah, so if you ever hear John or Jane Doe, that's just a male or female who doesn't have an identity.
Yeah.
But there's there's so many nice little details that for people interested in the behind the scenes, such as they were filming a chase scene between Brad Pitt and the killer, and Brad Pitt put his hand through a glass window, and he actually really badly cut his arm, and they had to stop filming for a minute. But then they wrote it into the script so that he breaks his arm.
Yeah.
So that anyway, Seven. David Fincher for Seven is my
choice.
choice as director, and I'm pleased we could
redeem
him slightly because he deserves it.
Oh,
and
he
we
does.
love
He
it,
does.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, Remy, who should I say is your pick for director?
So again, this is another film that a director that we've spoken of positively.
Okay, cool.
And I've chosen Michael Mann for Heat. Yeah, I mean, I know we spoke very, very highly of him when we chose Last of the Mohicans. And this is just another one of those films that's just standout hit. More of a stacked cast than Last of the Mohicans, I would say, in terms of recognisable people, because obviously you got
By far.
De Niro, Pacino,
Wes Studi,
again, and
Val
Kilmer.
Didn't forget him this time.
Yeah, you didn't. Really still trying to make up for that.
Yes, I did it.
It's follows Robert De Niro, who is the leader of a gang of bank robbers.
Yeah, I believe his name is Neil in this.
That's it. I can't remember his name. And he is then being hunted down by Al Pacino, who is playing a cop.
Yeah, called Vincent.
And Wes Studi is also a cop with him. But yeah, you follow this cop going after this bank robber, and it's slowly building where you feel like it's going to get to a point where they're going to come head to head, which they do.
In the most unexpected of ways.
Yeah.
Really. Which is a diner sequence where the two men actually share a lot of respect for each other.
They do, yeah.
And in the fact
they understand each other, don't they?
Very much. You know, they're the same side of a different coin.
Yes.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best, trying to stop guys like me.
So you never wanted a regular type life?
The fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games?
Yeah.
Guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
And I think that's the fascinating thing about the film as a whole, because the lives that you're going into are both equally affected by the jobs they do. And the Robert De Niro as a bank robber, it's very much looked at as a job. He is a serious man. He's a serious man with a serious job. And that's the same with Al Pacino.
And he treats his crew very seriously as well.
Absolutely.
Like, he doesn't take any prisoners with mistakes or incidents or things going off plan. Everything is like planned to perfection.
And those things that don't align with that are the things that start building the tension on his side of the movie.
Yeah.
And then with Al Pacino, obviously his dedication to his job affects his family.
Yeah. I just like that where it's building and building, and you know what's coming.
Yeah.
And you know that these two are going to come together, just like Last of the Mohicans. You know it's going to build to this big climax, but everyone is also relatable, whether they're good, whether they're bad. You can relate to.
Yeah.
You can relate to Hawkeye and Magua. You can relate to De Niro and
yeah, and that is a trait that seems to follow him with his films as well, doesn't it? He likes the duality of characters. I think
it's not always. It's like with a lot of films. It's not necessarily good versus evil.
Yeah.
Because the good see themselves as good, and the evil see themselves as good. They both see that they're doing it for the same, for good reasons.
I remember when I first watched this. I don't know how old I was, but early teens. The sound of the gunfire sounded like nothing I'd ever heard before. They weren't like, pew, pew, pew. Yeah. These were they were explosions, which, if you know anything about how a gun works, is exactly what it is.
Fucking girl!
It was amazing to read that what man did was he was actually really sick and tired of movie gunshot noises.
Really? Yeah, again.
Yeah. And so what he did was he actually placed microphones. He mic'd up the street that they were shooting in and the cars they were shooting in. So you're really hearing the gunfire. You're really hearing the blanks fire, which makes a huge difference to this sequence because it rings in your ears and the glass is shattering.
You feel like you're literally in it.
It's an exceptional film. Top 5 all time for me, really. I've picked somebody who I think very much has been defined by this role, although he's had an amazing career outside of it, both on television and film. If you followed our shorts, you'll see that I'm very passionate about this specific franchise. And it's Pierce Brosnan in his first outing as James Bond.
No, that's, should have seen that coming.
The perfect blend of Sean Connery's stoic, more kind of rigid, restrained Bond, and Roger Moore's more camp and flirty Bond.
Yeah,
he's phenomenal. He is phenomenal in this role. Regardless to the fact that his film run was not the best, not the worst, but it was not the best. This first film, GoldenEye, directed by Martin Campbell, who I think is a phenomenal underrated director in his own right, who went on to also introduce Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. So this is a trusted guy. Originally, Pierce Brosnan was meant to appear in License to Kill, which was the first Timothy Dalton film. But he couldn't because of contractual agreement that he was under. I believe he was going off to shoot Remington Steele, which was his TV show. Conflict issues prevented that. Timothy Dalton ended up doing 2 Bond films, License to Kill and Living Daylights. So for those of you who haven't seen the film, James Bond is a spy working for the British government, and the villains have...
is the villain Sean Bean?
Yes, yeah. Who's a turncoat. He plays 006.
That was it, yeah.
And betrays Bond and Her Majesty. And helps the Russians steal a security system.
Yeah.
Which they're using to their own dastardly deeds, as villains tend to do in Bond films.
As always.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's my second favourite Bond film ever. Casino Royale being my first. But it is absolutely brilliant. And Pierce Brosnan is... I don't want to say he's the best representation of Fleming's Bond, who wrote the books. But I think from what everybody had kind of learned to love about Bond up until that point, he was the best interpretation of the amalgamation of those things.
Yeah.
And so for that, he's kind of possibly the most iconic Bond. And therefore, but then when Craig took over, you know, they really had to change things up and make Bond a different shade, which they did incredibly.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig is
brilliant,
exceptional. So that's my pick: Pierce Brosnan, GoldenEye.
Yeah, Pierce just does have that suave
swagger.
Yeah, he. You do look at him and think, yeah.
I remember watching this film with my wife. And there's a scene where he like gets out of a pool. He's in like a sauna, and my wife was like, "Do you know? I don't think a man can get any hotter."
What, even after they've seen Daniel Craig come out of the ocean?
Well, she saw this before.
Oh,
and I was like, "Yeah, fair point."
I think that's the weird. I think maybe that's why I prefer Craig, is because Craig's got more of a physical presence as well. I see the suave lover about Pierce Brosnan, but I don't necessarily see this physically fit.
You see, that's interesting. See, I disagree there, because I think in many ways Pierce was done dirty. I think they were trying to kind of roughen up Bond with the License to Kill film with Timothy Dalton, and people really didn't like seeing. They weren't ready for the Daniel Craig Bond. But actually, you know, the Broccoli family who did own Bond, that's really where they wanted to go, and they wanted to go there again with GoldenEye, and you got this perfect mix. Where I think you do get the physicality and you do get the lover side of him as well. I think what a lot of people struggle with Pierce, and I do too, which is why I would agree with you, I do think Daniel Craig is leaps and bounds the best Bond, is the film catalogue. For Brosnan, not only did his films become more silly, except for The World Is Not Enough, which is his third, but for some reason that's like a...
I remember that one having terrible CGI where he's...
Die Another Day. There's Die Another Day.
Yeah, you already know on
Surfing.
Surfing is just woeful. It was a shame. Yeah, maybe you are right that he just didn't get the films that he should have got. Again,
it's more a reflection of his the rest of the films rather than... Because GoldenEye is tough. You know, I mean, he has possibly like a 5-minute fight scene with Sean Bean at the end of that one, and they're headbutting each other, and the choreography with the blocks and the holds and the hits, you can see the choreography's changing a bit here. Quintessential Bond film for him, and I feel like each Bond kind of has that in their catalogue. Be it Connery, I would say probably Russia with Love, more, I would probably, well, I'm a big fan of Live and Let Die, but I think most people would probably say The Spy Who Loved Me. Obviously, Lazenby had On Her Majesty's Secret Service, he only did one. License to Kill for Timothy Dalton, exceptional. Pierce, GoldenEye, and
Bonds,
and I would say Casino Royale.
Yeah.
For Al. Although then again, people might say Skyfall for.
I think a lot of people say Skyfall to be honest.
For Craig, and you know, they're not wrong. I just Casino Royale. I remember seeing that in the cinema, and like, oh man, I was like a kid in Christmas. Yeah, I was just so excited to see Bond come back, and I was like watching it, and it was great, and it was like, yeah, all the fights are like the Bourne films, but I can actually see them because they're not cut to shit. Anyway, I've rabbited on enough about Pierce. Which actor have you chosen for that?
So I have gone for Mel Gibson in Braveheart.
Ooh, Nelly, what a role!
A rebellion has begun.
Under whom?
A commoner named William Wallace.
Here are Scotland's terms. Lower your flags and march straight back to England, stopping at every home you pass by, to beg forgiveness for 100 years of theft, rape and murder.
He's playing a historical character as well, like this person.
Yeah, William
Wallace is a real person and really did start the kind of Scottish revolution of fighting back against the English who were trying to take over Scotland and maintain Scotland's independence. I know the film has been somewhat shat on for its historical inaccuracies. But that doesn't detract from...
Yeah, because I'm not entirely sure that William Wallace was the person with the moniker of Braveheart. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a bit of a...
I know that sort of, you know, Mel Gibson's taken a bit of liberties with it. But that's not the first or the last time that he's been in a film that's known for its inaccuracies.
It's also not really what the film's about.
Because you meet William Wallace and he's just a man that wants to live a peaceful life, settle down, and have a family, and that all gets ruined, which then sparks this, no, actually, I'm not going to sit here and take this anymore. Like, I'm fighting back.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
for me, when I watched this younger, he also has one of the best swords.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he carries around this giant great sword.
Double-handed.
Double-handed, like, great sword. He delivers powerful speeches. And yeah, I think it's very quotable as well, the film. I mean, if you hear the word freedom, you can assume that it's probably come from this film.
But also, it's one of those films, like, even if you're not Scottish, you kind of wish you were afterwards.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm going to buy a kill.
And tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
He's very underrated as a director.
Yeah.
I think because of his personal life overshadows a lot of what he does behind and on camera.
Massively. I mean, the thing is, you know, without his controversies, his career is
brilliant.
I mean, it's a dream, really. I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's so sad because, you know, I struggle with my fandom of Gibbo, as I call him. As you know, I'm a huge Lethal Weapon fan, and we've had great fun. I've introduced you to them, and we've been watching them together.
Yeah.
And it's that very difficult thing of you've got someone who, in the public eye, you know, is behaving in a way, and I'm aware he has bipolar, I'm aware he has mental health issues, but that doesn't detract from the fact that I see someone who I have idolised as growing up, treating people in a way that I really don't agree with. And therefore, you know, you've got that battle of, well, also, let alone where he aligns politically right now. Bizarre. But It's that hard thing. We were speaking about Kevin Spacey for Seven. Again,
Same thing, yeah.
someone with a very, very dodgy, you know,
Behind
public
the scenes.
eye image. Sorry. What do you do with that? You know, do you...
Well, it's that classic thing of it's the food, not the chef.
Yeah.
It's about it. You've got to try and detract from what the person is off camera and appreciate what they're doing on camera. What they're doing on camera is completely separate from what's going on over here.
And I tend to really agree with that. Not to say
we're not trying to erase what these people have done.
No, and I wasn't
like
going. I was going to say not to speak on Remy's behalf, but I feel pretty confident in saying also that if it did affect you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally within your right to.
And it's completely understandable.
But I do try and do what you're saying, and I think that saying with regards to the chef, it's the food, not the chef, I think is so beautifully put. And also, you know, remember there is hundreds of people who work on these films. You know, the words they are speaking is most commonly not their own. And obviously how they appear on the film is a character they're playing. So, nicely put. I've never heard that saying before, actually. So, going back to Gibbo and his performance in the film, whenever I think of Gibson in Braveheart, the word that springs to my mind is powerful. I think it's a powerful performance.
Passionate as well.
Passionate.
Like you genuinely feel what he's feeling and you feel inspired by him. He's a big presence in this film.
Yeah.
Someone that you look up to, someone that you admire, you understand, you relate to. Like you said, you come out feeling like rage for the Scottish people, and I can see why it's been such an impactful film specifically for them.
Yeah, and I think that's now saying something more positive about Gibson the person. You know, he's very good at depicting different cultures within his films. It seems to be something he's very passionate about showing different cultures in their natural habitat and respecting that. I always find that interesting, that considering his public persona, who seemingly doesn't quite align with an acceptance for a lot of people. It's interesting that actually he has a real invested interest in depicting respectfully different cultures. So I don't know what's going on there, but there we go.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Maybe we should never know.
Yes.
Brilliant pick, and what a powerful performance. Oscar winning again, that film. And I love that film.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
do I.
It's right up there with Gladiator. You know, it's just one of those
It really is, yeah.
great films. Yeah.
What is your... I've just realised.
Well, it's 1995,
Oh,
isn't it?
it's not come up, so of course it's going to come up now. Yeah.
Remy.
What scene from Batman Forever have you chosen?
I was going to ask, how do you feel about rubber-clad buttocks?
Depends who. But in the sense you're talking about, no.
How about rubber-clad nipples?
Again,
okay.
Same
We've got a
response.
theme going on here. Well, that person would be Val Kilmer.
Why did they do my boy Val like this?
Yeah,
What did they do to my boy?
The scene I am talking about is
Soon.
Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever, and Batman's... he's getting into his bat suit, and there's a lot of rubber. There's a lot of
close-ups, zooming close-ups.
Yeah, it's the start of what became the worst depiction Batman ever in Batman and Robin. A film which he actually in person apologised to me for.
And so he should.
So I'll get back to that. But so for people who haven't seen it, Batman Forever, Batman, the Caped Crusader, the world's greatest detective. I say all these things and you instantly think rubber nipples. No, so he's a vigilante who comes head to head with two supervillains, Two-Face and the Riddler, and basically he's trying to stop them from stealing intelligence from people and using it to their advantage.
I mean, the two villains are played very well by Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face and Jim Carrey playing the Riddler.
I can help you get Batman. That is, if you'll spare my life for just a few moments.
You know, I'm pleased you brought that up, actually, because as much as I'm bringing this up for bad reasons, I think we both agree that there is redeeming features to this film.
There is. There is.
One is Nicole Kidman
Yes.
as Dr. Chase, who
yeah.
is gorgeous in
Yes,
this. And she's
yes.
having so much fun playing this femme fatale. It's great. The other being these two performances by Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, who famously hated each other with a passion.
Yeah.
One of the most dull performances of Bruce Wayne / Batman, I think, ever put to screen with Val Kilmer.
It's a shame to say it about Val, but yeah, he just... It's the first and last time he plays him, so...
Back in the day, I was lucky enough to have a screenplay of mine picked up very briefly. It didn't go anywhere, but it was all buzz and excitement for a time. And I was able to meet Joel Schumacher, the director of this film. And we spoke about my screenplay, and I was wearing a Batman t-shirt. And he pointed to it and just said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Why?" And I laughed because I knew he was pointing at the Batman thing. He was like, "Well, you can't be a fan of what I ended up doing with those films." Yeah, he went on to explain how difficult his relationship with Val Kilmer was on that set. And also how, you know, when he fully took the reins for Batman and Robin, you know, he leaned into his excess and his style, which is hyper camp and
just wacky and cartoony and
much more akin to the Adam West style of things.
Definitely back, the 66.
Black rubber.
Try fireman, less to take off.
The thing is, Joel Schumacher is a brilliant filmmaker. I love him as a filmmaker because I love The Lost Boys. You know, he's made amazing
He's made
films.
good films, but this is just...
Phantom of the Opera, where his camp, lively, but also kind of slightly gothic, dark edge works so perfectly for that film, as did it with Lost Boys. I think we're massive Batman fans.
We are.
And what's interesting is, I don't know if people forget, I mean, I certainly can, when I'm watching these films, I'm just like, how are these so shit? But people forget that when the Burton films came out, people complained that they were too dark.
And then we went opposite end of the scale with this.
I mean, talk about Spinal Tap turning up to 11. Like, this is just like...
For a dark superhero as Batman to rock up in the most ridiculous looking Batmobile with these luminous blue wheels, this ridiculous enormous fins.
Like shark fin.
Yeah,
I love the fact that...
There is nothing conspicuous about someone that uses the shadows to their advantage, rocking up
in neon.
In neon crap with nipples, and it's like...
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
Yeah, I know. And it's weird, and I think it's a transitional film where he's trying to stay kind of faithful to Burton's. Alfred carries over.
Yes, he
the
does.
actor who played Alfred carries over. He's trying to stay faithful to the Burton films, but also start injecting his own agenda. And it's almost there. It's there's something there, and I think that's because we do spend a lot of the time with the villains,
yes,
which helps.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman is great fun. Val Kilmer, I know there's a Schumacher cut out there where apparently a lot of his stuff was cut out, so maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on Val.
Val has got a reputation of being a difficult actor to work with, so you saying about Schumacher struggling makes sense.
But I must say, it was so wonderful speaking to Schumacher in a bizarre setting as well. We were all talking around a water cooler, and I was so desperately trying to be the professional. Yeah, well, I've got a screenplay, you know, and then at the same time taking like a photo of him. If my career in film goes nowhere, at least he's got this photo. He was so lovely. He was the sweetest guy, and I thought it was so funny and humble of him to recognise.
At least he acknowledged it.
Yeah, and you know, be like, "Wow, you win some, you lose some." I tried. It didn't go
Twice.
well. Yeah, it didn't go.
How he got back for a second, I do not know. But
well, the Batman Forever was a huge hit. It was. I mean, I remember when that came out. Believe it or not, that was the first Batman film I ever saw in cinemas. Also, the first film I ever saw in Dolby 5.1, which was very exciting. Back in 1995. And it was massive. This film was everywhere, in McDonald's, in all the toy stores. It was huge. And obviously, Seal's Kiss from a Rose was a massive hit.
Yeah.
And a cracking song.
Yeah.
So yeah, it had everything going for it. And I think it performed so well that they were like, right, Schumacher,
go again.
Go, do your thing. You know, you've got this. And he didn't.
It's not the last we've spoken of Batman.
No, gosh no.
He comes back with
a vengeance.
With a vengeance.
So, Remy, what is your scene of 1995?
So the scene I have chosen is from Bad Boys.
Oh, of course, that was 1995.
Which for some reason I thought Bad Boys was a little bit later than 95.
Oh, I thought it was earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was like maybe 93, 94, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was a bit later, but the scene I've chosen is they're in a shop.
Oh, this is great.
Buying, I think the girl they're looking after is just buying shampoo or something, but Will Smith's character has like got this reputation going through the film that he just attracts problems wherever they go. And this shopkeeper notices that Will Smith is carrying a gun, and he starts to panic. Then he sees I think he sees Martin Lawrence carrying a gun, and anyway, they go to.
They're police.
They're two police officers, but they go to pay for this stuff, and this guy just pulls a gun on them.
You want some? I want some. You want some bad enough? Then you come get some. Wait. Hey, freeze, bitch!
You freeze, bitch!
Oh, shit. I'm fucked.
Now back up, put the gun down, and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. And some Skittles.
The comedic pairing of these two characters with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith is really, really good.
It's a very famous buddy cop film, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I think what made me watch it, funny enough, was Hot Fuzz.
By the power of Grayskull.
Point Break or Bad Boys 2?
Which one do you think I prefer?
No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first?
You are pulling my leg.
I mean, you watch it and immediately know it's a Michael Bay film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a really funny film.
What a great scene.
A lot of laughs in it.
Brilliant. Right.
Go first.
I'm feeling confident again.
I'm feeling a little bit confident myself. So let's go through your
Okay.
picks. So we've got director is David Fincher.
Director is David Fincher.
Actor
is directing Pierce Brosnan in a new version of Batman Forever.
Yeah.
So Pierce is now Bruce Wayne as Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see a Fincher. I mean, we've spoken about how dark
you are
Fincher
not going to
is,
get
like,
bat nipples.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're not going to get rubber asses.
I think you're going to get one of the most grittiest, like, proper.
I genuinely
dark
reckon
Batman.
we would have got like whatever the Robert Pattinson Batman film that
amplified with
I think Pierce would be both an excellent Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I mean, the fact that you can play James Bond, you're playing a suave and physical, so you're playing what essentially Bruce Wayne is.
Yeah.
And you're always improving on Batman Forever no matter what you do, I think, to be honest. I mean...
Yeah, I've set a low bar.
I hate to crap on Val like that, but...
But also, I genuinely think Pierce would do more with that role.
Inconceivable!
If David Fincher directed Pierce Brosnan in a Batman film in 1995, I think we'd be sat here talking about Batman Forever as highly as we do the 89 Batman, etc. I think I have smashed that one.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
We've done it again!
And you didn't have to wait 20 years.
Yeah, okay. That is our second film to make it through the fire swamp. That is David Fincher directing Pierce Brosnan in 1995's Batman Forever. We did it, bud.
We did it again.
We did it, okay. Can lightning strike twice? Remy, let's go through yours.
I've got Michael Mann directing Mel Gibson in Bad Boys.
Right, okay.
So, the reason I think this works...
by the way, I'm interested.
So, we know that, as we've discussed, Mel Gibson can do buddy cops.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's done it.
Yeah.
We know that Michael Mann can do gritty shootouts, cops, and things like that.
Ooh.
So Mel Gibson's playing a role that he has done before. Michael Mann is directing a film where he's got knowledge and pretty similar of cops and stuff like that.
This is interesting.
And I think Bad Boys, but I think with Mel Gibson, it's who you swap him with in Bad Boys.
That's the hard bit.
Because
that's
I think
hard bit.
I think Michael Mann would direct a more serious version of Bad Boys anyway. So if you took out Martin Lawrence and put in Mel Gibson, you've got a real... And plus, Michael Mann did... what's the one with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell?
Miami Vice.
So he's done like something like this already as well. So I think maybe it could work because all the elements are there with Mel, with Michael, and the genre of film.
But you do. But my only issue is, okay, so let's take Mel. Say he takes the Will role.
Yeah.
You're getting rid of Will Smith at a time where...
Oh, I think for me it would be replacing Martin Lawrence.
Okay, so say he replaces Martin Lawrence. He's the more comic relief character.
If it goes in that direction, though, would Michael Mann make... It wouldn't be as comic...
But if Michael Mann takes over this film, are we getting the scene in Hot Fuzz where he's saying, you haven't seen Bad Boys? I don't think we are, because Michael Bay, it's his famous shot that he does in all of his films.
Shit just got real.
Danny, let's roll. What are you thinking? Pub?
Also, I feel like, again, inserting Gibson into another franchise, which is very akin to Lethal Weapon, almost takes a bit of the shine away from Lethal Weapon. It also takes away from a film franchise we've got with 2 black leads, which is awesome. Especially considering that franchise has gone on to spawn several sequels and stuff. It's like an important film. Yeah, I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Do you see my issues with it? For that reason, I'm going to say I don't think it does make it.
Bit of despair.
I'm sorry,
nearly there.
Oh no!
It was nearly there. We nearly had it. Nearly lightning striking twice.
Oh gosh.
Well, we've already spoken about it before. I've picked 7. Yeah. Fincher is absolute peak, and recommend it so much. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman are fantastic in it, and I couldn't recommend it more.
And a flagship of the genre.
Definitely.
And speaking of that, my favourite we have already spoken about, and just to clear up a previous mistake I made on a previous episode, Heat is my favourite film of 1995, which I feel like we've already gushed about.
Yeah.
Loads.
Yeah. As we did with 7.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's the wrap up of episode 8 of The Fire Swamp. Come back next week. You never know. We might just have another one making it through.